Hello and welcome to 360 Gamercast, episode 95 for Tuesday, the 2nd of November 2021. I'm your host, Mark Webb, Gamertag, PSND, Steam ID, Webby, 360G, and joining me on this very fine evening is...
He's back, your resident Chivo whore, Mr. Peebs.
He's still here, Cinema Dan.
Hey! Well, we are actually recording on Halloween Spooky. But because the show is obviously coming out after Halloween, we're not going to be spooky any more than what I've just been then. If you do want some spooky podcasts, we did record a Halloween special exclusively for the Patreons. That is up. It's about 2 hours long. It's an awesome episode talking about spooky movies and spooky games. Well, our favourite ones anyway. I have to say, my selection of horror films was amazing. If you want to listen to that, then sign up to the Patreon. It's patreon.com/360gamercast. Sign up there, £5 a month. You get an episode every week of the year and all the special ones like the spooky Halloween one we just did. And I have to say, Nicky does not watch proper horror films. He considered Terminator to be a horror film. I am sorry, but it is not a horror film. There's me talking about Halloween, Hellraiser, Nightmare on Elm Street, proper good horror films. Oh yeah, Terminator, mate. Oh fucking hell! What's the matter with you? Yeah,
you're supposed to be selling this podcast.
I am, but I'm selling it because we slate him for it.
Oh,
so
okay.
That's what makes it entertaining.
Is he one of these that doesn't watch horror films? I've got a few friends who just can't watch them. They don't like them. Yeah,
he's kind of like that because he was kind of trying to convince me and Damo that Ghostbusters is a horror film as well.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Well, I think we've lost him, lads.
Yeah. But, if you want to listen to that show, please do so, because we talk about some really great horror stuff in that episode. Really, really good. So, anyway, let's get into the main show. Who would like to go first in talking about the games they played this past week?
I don't mind. I can go first. If you
go
like.
For it, Peebs. Go for it.
All right. I've haven't been on for a while, so. But yeah, FIFA, the new latest FIFA. I haven't purchased it, surprisingly. I had the 10-hour trial, so I've been playing that, which I think I've got about half an hour left on it. So. But I'm just holding out on it at the minute because it's quite expensive and I've got a lot to pay out lately and I'm going on holiday in a week, so I'm probably going to wait. Ooh. I might get it for Christmas or something like that, which is unusual because I normally buy.
Like you, yeah.
These things drop in price though, don't they?
Well, yeah.
Is it FIFA 22, the new one?
Yeah, the very latest one. Yeah.
So what's new about it then?
Nothing really. It's you know what they do, they just give it a little bit of spit and polish. Don't really change too much. Obviously it's just a football game, but they've still got the Vertella or whatever they call it, which is basically like the FIFA Street that they incorporated into it. That's been in there now a couple of seasons. I just mainly play the Ultimate Team. I don't spend money on it. I just do the game that I earn, the currency that I earn in-game, which is probably why I'm not very good at it, because I've found this season a lot harder. I've hardly won any games on Ultimate Team. I mean, it is tempting to do all the, chase stuff. Yeah, it is tempting, but I resist.
Good
man. Good.
I do resist. But
I'll get better at the game.
Yeah, I'll say you just got to try and get better at the game. But the thing is, it's annoying because I had a good team towards the end of last season on FIFA 21, and then they bring, I've just got my team just how I like it and all the players I want, and then the new FIFA comes out and you've got to start all over again.
Can't you just play the old FIFA?
Well, yeah, you could, I guess, but obviously...
There's going to be plenty of cheap asses playing that as well.
Well, yeah, because don't it go on... I think they put the old ones on Game Pass, don't they?
Yeah. I noticed there was one on Game Pass.
Yeah, I think they've got the last few seasons on Game Pass, but no, I always like to play the very latest. But yeah, I'm probably going to... My 10-hour trial's done, so I'm going to have to...
That's it, in the bin. Done. Game of the year 2021, yeah?
Boom.
Obviously, Warzone, still play that pretty much nearly every time I switch my Xbox on. I'll play one of my main games that I'm playing, but I always just even if it's just for a couple of games. I just need to get my fix. I'm just still really like the game. Me, Collie, and Blonde were on it today. This morning we had 3 wins, so we're pretty cool at it.
Well, I have to say, Peebs, judging from the first 2 games you've played, you've turned into a filthy Xbox casual. FIFA and COD every year. You have become what we used to bemoan many years ago.
Yeah. Well, no, I still like them too. They're the 2 of my main games, but obviously I still play plenty.
This reminds me of the days when Punker 10 was on the podcast.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
FIFA.
Every week was FIFA.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they did do a Halloween update. And they did one last year, but the update for the big map, the Verdansk map, they did a Halloween event which you could you drop into the map, and then when you're killed, you turn into a ghost, and then you've got to kill 3 people to then return as a human operator as such. Which is quite good fun. It's good that they're updating it and stuff, and still I don't know what's going to happen with the because the new COD comes out very shortly, doesn't it? In a couple of weeks, I think.
Yeah.
What's that called? Vanguard, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I've been hearing rumours that they're going to change the big map up, or it's going to be nuked or something. They're going to change the map up again, so that'll be interesting. But I know not many people really play. Well, still a lot of people play, but not in our community or on my friends list. Not many people play it. I still see Nicky, he plays it. Quite a bit. And then obviously Collie. But he's got nearly 200 wins on the Resurgence map, which was one we play most of the time now. We don't really play the big map because that can be a slow progress. But the Resurgence map is very quick and a lot of action straight from the off, pretty much. But yeah, he's got about 200 wins. I think I've got over 100 wins.
Do you know how much time Colin's put into Call of Duty Modern Warfare?
I'd be frightened to look.
I've just looked at his profile. 60 days and 23 hours.
60 days. It's crazy, isn't it?
So what? I mean, so say it's 61 days in hours, right? That's 1,464 hours. That's insane.
Probably enjoyed every minute of it.
Has he spent any money on it though? That
is nearly as much time as I've spent in Final Fantasy 14, and I've been playing that since 2013.
He doesn't really spend money on it. I mean, some of the skins they do for the operators are really, really cool, but they're like £16 a pop for some like an operator skin and some weapons and stuff. But
you can't see.
But they've done some cool ones for Halloween. They've done a Scream one, so when you drop into the map now, it's full of flipping Scream character. The classic Scream character,
yeah.
Ghostface, yeah. And they've done the Donnie Darko rabbit.
Oh, that's cool.
And what was the other one? Oh, I can't remember what the other one was now. That's gone. But they've done 3. But then they've got Judge Dredd in there. They've done Rambo. They've done Die Hard. Some of the skins are really, really cool. But yeah, you could spend a fortune on them skins. Yeah, but it's good. Obviously, you can play for free. But then, if you want to, they've got to make the money somehow. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a game. So.
Well, it's up to people if they want to spend their money on something that doesn't affect the game at the end of the day.
Well, that's it. Who hasn't? There's plenty of people who don't pay for stuff because you could see the standard operators that they give you from the start. You see plenty of them running around. So, they're the cheap asses who haven't paid for anything.
Well, don't blame them.
Yeah, I'll move along. So I want to bore people with.
I'm about to say, you actually played any games?
Yes, I've got some here. Don't worry. What was in my top 5 last year? Maneater.
You played that again, have you?
Only because they've released DLC. And I obviously, if you remember, I had the 50G Chivo that didn't pop. So I was sat on 950 gamer score on it when I should have had a full 1,000 because the Chivo didn't pop. But good news, when I loaded it back up and an update, it popped.
Hey.
So little fist pump there when that popped. So then because I've already purchased the game, then I think the DLC it was about £11. So I'm just doing that at the minute. Although I haven't played it for a little while, only because the end boss is just super, super tough. I couldn't beat it, so I've given it a bit of a break. But I want to go back to it because I want to get the full. I think the achievement because of the with the update and the DLC, they've put more achievements on there. So I want to get the full achievements on that. I think it's gone up to 1350, and I'm at 1150, so another 200G to get on that, which is obviously killing that last boss, which is a nightmare, and then mopping up a few little collectible things and stuff. So I should be able to complete that. But yeah, the DLC's quite good. It got some new bosses in there, like the big. I think the final boss is a great big kraken, like squid type. Monster that I can't kill, and then they've got a big great white shark, big killer whale. But yeah, so it is a good. I know people did sort of slag it off when I was playing it last year, but I still quite like it.
I've played it since. It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, it is what it is. You know, it's tongue in cheek fun. You know, graphics aren't the greatest, but and what it's quite a big open world game, and it's only like 16 gig. Taken up on your hard drive, which is quite good. When you see some of the other games that are taking up all your space,
COD.
Yeah, COD and well, at the minute my worst one's Valhalla, which is like 115 gig, and I don't even play. But I don't want to delete it off because I do want to. I need to finish it. Yeah. So,
my dude.
Splitgate. I don't know whether I talked about this because I know last time I was on, you've been playing it, hadn't you, Webby?
Yeah, I'm still playing it weekly.
Yeah, it sort of perked my interest, so I did download it, and I think I've gamed with you a couple of times on it with you since. And I like it. It's a Halo rip-off.
Oh yeah,
big time. How they've not been in trouble for like copyright or anything, I don't know. But it's like old school Halo before they started tinkering with it, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fairly basic, you know. The graphics aren't the greatest, but it's like the concept is basically just like Halo. But then they've got the portal, which to start off with you think's quite tough, but as you play it more, you find yourself not doing it at all at the beginning. But as you play more and more of it, you end up doing it, and it is quite a unique, good little aspect of the game because I like standing at one end of the map, doing a portal, then doing a portal over the other side, then camping and shooting people as they go past the portal.
Like a filthy casual, yeah.
But there is achievements for like shooting people through portals and stuff, and the achievements do pop quite a bit on this game. I think it's quite achievable to get the full 1,000 on this if you put the time and effort into it. So, the only thing is, it's only 4 players, though, isn't it, Webby? 4 on 4. Yeah. There's no big map or big, you know. That's the only. If you wanted to get a gamer night on it, if more than 4 people turned up, you'd be knackered, really.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean the thing is, I don't think the game is super popular, so I've always struggled to get more than one other person to play with me at a time on this anyway. So I think getting a full squad might be a bit of a challenge anyway, because it's just one of those obscure type games, and I don't think it's had a lot of word of mouth and hasn't really been advertised. People are just kind of letting it pass them by, which is a little bit unfortunate because it is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's like I tried to get Collie to play it, but he's just you know, he just won't try it. He's a filthy casual.
He is big time. Just Call of Duty. He doesn't want to play anything else. Doesn't give a shit about gaming anymore unless it's Call of Duty. That's it.
Well, to be fair, he has been playing. Well, I'll go on to the next game then. Black for Blood. He has played a bit of that. Back for Blood.
Yes, we have all been playing it this week.
Yes. Well, we've all been trying for the last couple of weeks since it came out to sort of. We've had a few nights on it, haven't we? And trying to get people in. Well, more like the podcast crew trying to do it, but it is when. I don't know. Should we tell the story about Webby's little meltdown when he couldn't get in?
I'm sure I talked about that last week with Dan, or the other week with Dan. Yeah.
I don't think
that was a Patreon episode, so you might as well say it again.
Yeah. Well,
it's
we
all
have
the
our
rest of
own
the
little-
listeners are getting their story two weeks late because they won't
Yeah,
subscribe to the Patreon.
In all fairness, it was told from your side, so we're going to sell it from our side.
Which is fair because I'd organised a game with everyone, and then Dan stole my spot.
I just saw it open. I just went for it, and I didn't
Yeah.
want to surprise. I just turned up in the lobby. And he went, "Oh, you're here." Yes, I am.
Snooze, you lose, Webby.
Exactly.
Well, that's a joy of having kids, isn't it?
It wasn't unfortunate, but what can you do? It's one of them where there's only 4 and there's 5. 5 don't fit into 4, but
That's right, because I had a lovely evening on Sea of Thieves that night anyway. So
Yeah,
fuck you all.
but yeah, Back for Blood. I'm really liking it. Obviously, it's pretty much Left 4 Dead 3 all in but name. But gameplay, graphics, really liking it. It's bloody difficult.
Yeah, that's the one aspect of the gameplay that I do not like.
No, I think it is a bit too overdone. I mean, especially when we're playing it on Recruit, and it's still really difficult. Now, when you put it on Recruit, you should be able to just pretty much complete it without really dying. And then if you want to, if you do want a tougher challenge, then obviously you move it up a setting, and that's what settings are there for.
Yeah.
But to make it really too difficult, I mean, we will get through it, but it's probably taking. I mean, we had a bit of a gaming night on Friday night, didn't we? With a couple of guys, and we had quite a few times we died, didn't we?
Yeah, well, they just went up to my standard, unfortunately.
Standard.
The
trouble then.
Well, but the problem is, and it's not their fault. I'm just joshing them. They hadn't really played the game much before, so they didn't really understand the mechanics.
Yeah,
and it's one of those games where because it kind of eases you in to a degree when you first start it, because the later levels are a hell of a lot tougher. And there is that randomness to it as well. So we were unlucky with the cards. Like, we got the cards for the extra fucking birds, and there were birds everywhere. So we just kept on getting hordes and hordes of zombies on us. We just got absolutely destroyed. But because I'm on Act 3 now, and we're trying to get Peebs to Act 3, and we're doing Act 2, and I do not remember those levels being as tough as they were when we played the other night.
Yeah. Well, it's like you say, with the birds, you get random cards. I don't know whether this game could have done without the cards. I think they're just trying to give it something different rather than just be another Left 4 Dead or the World War Z zombie game that came out, which was very, very similar. I suppose they're trying to make, bring another element into the game. And I don't know if anyone really pays too much attention to the cards, but I think perhaps need to. Because some give you extra slot, so you can carry 2 main weapons. You can have like extra health, extra stamina. So I think all these little things might not seem much, but I think they do help you.
Well, they all add
actually
up
in the game. Yeah, they all add up and help you in the game. And like things with wheels are lucky.
Yeah, if you've got multiple cards with extra ammo and say extra stamina or extra health or whatever, they like stack. So then it helps a hell of a lot. But I don't like. I mean, I'm used to the cards and I understand them, but I don't like it because it's not as user friendly as say in Left 4 Dead, where you remember back in the day on the 360, you could see your mates playing Left 4 Dead and just jump in a game with them, and you just pick up the weapons and go, and there's no fart arsing around with all this card bollocks. You could just play and enjoy it for what it was. It was very drop in and drop out. Whereas this it's a little bit more grindy.
Yeah, and it's all down to people's, I don't know, what card set you've got, whether or not they're going to be useful to you or not, because I'm fucking useless. I'm going to say that now. So, because I haven't got the cards, I've only played it for a few hours, so it's almost as if, okay, I've got to do the groundwork, but I'd rather just pick up and play, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and that's how it should be, to be honest, because, as I say, that's what the Left 4 Dead games were like, and that's what made them so fun at the end of the day. And there's something about modern gaming I don't like. They make all these games really grindy. They like to codify them. Oh, you need to earn all this stuff to keep people playing, or people don't feel like they're progressing unless they're earning stuff. It's like, no, sometimes the old school gaming is great. Fucking remember that, please.
But yeah, overall, it's good. I mean, like it say, it's tough. We will get through it. The only thing is because obviously people are playing at different times with different people sometimes.
Yeah, it's hard.
So then you do feel like you've sometimes done the same level over and over again because you're playing with someone who's not caught up with you yet.
Yeah.
Which has been happening quite a bit. But yeah, we'll get through it. But it is very unforgiving, and like I say, it's random. So like we had the issue with the birds everywhere, and you're not to scare the birds because they'll attract the horde. But when you've got zombies running at you and you're just blind firing, you are going to get a stray bullet that's probably going to hit the birds and cause
Yeah,
the horde.
and the other issue we had, remember, we were doing a level and one of our teammates, who shall not be named, was going a bit Rambo. So there was 3 of us on our own, and all 3 of us got grabbed by these, like, the super zombies, and the only way to get out of the grab is if someone punches them off you. So we're like, all 3 of us are like, come on, try and save us, and the other person had to run halfway across the map to try and get us out of these fucking grips.
Now you know how it feels, Webby.
And we were like, mate, I am the best team player there is.
But yeah, you do have to sort of stick together, don't you? Really, you can't afford for people to run off,
and you can't dilly dally either.
No,
you've got to kind of push forward.
Yeah, you have got to push because sometimes it seems like the horde is infinite and it'll just keep coming unless you sort of progress. But yeah, it is a great game, and obviously for the people who have Game Pass, it's on there. It's a no-brainer.
I think I would have been a little bit disappointed paying £40 for it, though, to be honest, because I do enjoy the game, but ultimately, it is very frustrating a lot of the time, and some of the game designs are just like, I have literally felt like punching my screen on.
Yeah, it does feel like sometimes the game cheats, like just throws like the mid tier type zombies at you, the tall boy, and you're like 3 of them all at once, and you think, are you taking the piss? Like it's ridiculous. It's just like it just keeps throwing them at you.
Yeah.
And then like sometimes with the ammo shortage, you got shooting around, you've run out of ammo, and you've still got zombies coming at you. You're thinking, well, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, I know.
But
silly.
Overall, I like it. I'll complete it and try and rinse as many achievements out of it as I can. So yeah, thumbs up.
Good times.
Yeah. What else? Wake Remastered.
Alan Wake Remastered. Eh?
Yes. Now, obviously, I think it's. I looked at my old achievements. I think it's 2010 was the first
2010.
one.
2010.
Yeah. So like over 10 years old now.
Yeah.
And I remember for whoever was listening back then, I did play it through twice on easy and then again on nightmare mode, and tried to collect everything.
Yeah.
And I think even though I was using a guide, I missed one. I can't remember if it was a manuscript or a thermos flask thing, but I missed something, and I never got the full gamer score on it, which was annoying. But yes, picked up Alan Wake Remastered digitally. I think it was £20, £25 maybe. And I've been playing that. I actually completed it a few days ago. I was trying to get all the manuscripts and thermos flasks on my playthrough without using a guide. So I was literally it took me a while to play to get through it, because I was trying to search around. And although it's fairly linear, you can sort of go off and look round certain areas.
Big areas, isn't there? Yeah.
Yeah, there are sort of big areas. So you're trying to look round every nook and cranny just to see if there's a flask or a manuscript. And I've missed a few, and I've missed a television as well. There's quite a few things to sort of collect. I think you've got the cardboard cutouts, you've got the televisions, you've got the radios, you've got the manuscripts, and you've got the thermos flasks.
Yeah, and then in the
DLC, and then in the DLC you've got the alarm clocks, I think it is. I've just started the first DLC. I think it was the Signal and the Lighthouse. Are they the two? I think, if I remember.
Sounds about
top of my head. Yeah. So I've just started the first DLC, so I'll play through them, and then decide whether I'm going to attempt to do it on Nightmare mode again. I don't remember it being too hard 10 years ago. Whether it's just in my old age I've got worse, but I did find the remake a bit more frustrating. I seem to have died a lot more than I ever remember doing when I played it originally.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else has found that.
I felt that the same, to be honest.
Yeah, it just seems that the enemies just keep coming and stuff, and I found it frustrating because it has the dodge mechanic, doesn't it? And the stamina.
Right.
So
yeah, the stamina. He's like the most unfit bloke in the entire universe.
Yeah. But yeah, I still really enjoyed it. It doesn't look too polished up. I mean, it looks good, but not out. Doesn't blow you away. But
just an upres, really, isn't it? And they've changed his face as well, which is a little bit odd. But
yeah, there were parts of it I'd forgotten about. And I just like saying to Webby in our chat, it was it's a shame that you're having to play a 10-year-old game to get your sort of action adventure game. There's no on this gen. Where's the new releases of these type games that with original? You're having to play a 10-year-old game.
That's been a problem for a little while. I think there's no originality at the moment. There doesn't seem to be anyway, and all the best games that we seem to be playing are all bloody remasters.
Yeah, I mean, when you look, I've just mentioned Splitgate, which is a Halo clone. Back 4 Blood, which is like we were playing that 10 years ago, pretty much for the Left 4 Dead and Alan Wake remasters. It's all remasters and rehashes and stuff. And
fucking 100% retro, mate. You won't look back.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's. I mean, my whole kind of love affair with modern gaming is in the pupper. I really could not give a shit about all these fucking next gen games. It's just give me new variations of classics. I'm happy with that, or compilations or whatever. A bit of online functionality, whatever you want, done. But yeah, I think a lot of things with modern gaming are just wrong. They're not wrong in my eyes, in the sense that they're no fun. They encourage you to sit in front of a PC, desktop, TV for hours on end. And I don't really want that, anymore. But anyway, this is the old man's grumpy podcast. Tuning in.
That's right. I'll bring it back shortly. It's fine.
About to say, yeah.
Another game off the Game Pass, and I don't think anyone's probably played. It's called Mighty Goose.
Mighty Goose.
It's like a 16-bit retro. It's probably a bit more up down the street. It's like it reminds me of it's like a Metal Slug type.
Okay.
Scroller shooter. And you like this goose, and you can pick up different weapons. You have like little sidekicks who come around with you, and they've got abilities and stuff. It's just like a little run and gunner. It's just quite quirky and quite good fun.
Oh, it looks
it's not
good.
A massive game. Yeah, it's not a massive game. I've completed it. Wow. And now I'm doing the new Game Plus because it gives you like the Japanese style ratings after every level, like an S or an A, B, C. Yeah. I think S is is your top score. Yeah. So there's an achievement for getting an S on every level, which I'm trying to do.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can, I don't know if you can see the Twitch stream, Dan.
I can see the Twitch stream. Looks interesting.
Yeah, so I thought it might be up your sort of street, and it's only it's a real short, quick download. Like I say, it's not a massive game, but it's meant for to replay the levels and get better score and stuff. So yeah, it's quite good fun. And then that's it really. I've got I know Forza Horizon 5 comes out. Is it next week or the week after?
Oh, is it next week? Oh, wicked.
Because I've just noticed because I had it pre-installed, and then when I switched my Xbox on this evening, it's doing the big update now. The full, when it does it, and it's only a small download. It just puts it on your game thing. It's ready there, but then now it's putting the big 100 gigabyte bloody download, so it's getting ready to pretty much go. So I'd be looking forward to playing that.
Nice,
but. That comes out, I think it's the day I go to bloody Tenerife, so I won't be able to play it till I come back. So,
never mind, mate. Swings around about, say.
Yeah,
Will will completed it by the time we get back off holiday, mate. We'll be playing it anymore. We'll have moved on.
Yeah, I would have put about 3 hours into it tops.
Yeah, but yeah, looking forward to. Because where's that? Is it supposed to be Mexico this time?
Yeah, Mexico.
Mexico.
So yeah, that'd be interesting. I do like the Forza Horizons. They're really, really well done. So yeah, looking forward to that. And there was another game I saw a couple of people on my friends list playing, which perked my interest. And I know Webby, you said you've been playing a bit. What's it called? The bloody bike game? The is it Outriders? No, not Outriders.
Riders Republic.
Riders Republic. That's it.
Have you been playing it?
No, I've not been playing it. I saw a couple of people on my friends list playing it, and I was like, "Oh, what's this?" So I did a bit of like binged it and watched the video.
It for your points.
Who fucking uses the word binged?
Well, I just don't like using the word Google.
Can't you just say search for it on the internet? Like
No, he binged it, all right?
He binged it. Fucking hell, man. Bill Gates' ears has picked up then.
So yeah, I searched it, and I really like the look of it because it did look like a Forza Horizon, but for bikes. That's what it sort of reminded me of. And I do like my bike games because obviously I played that Descenders and what's the other one on the bloody thing?
Lonely Mountains Downhill.
That's it, Lonely Mountains, and then obviously that down as well, Trials. But they're sort of a bit more retro-y type, whereas this one's up-to-date graphics. You know, it looks really up my street. And although Webby, you were saying,
can you do a wheelie?
You can do all sorts, wheelies and endos. Do you remember Endo?
I know Nando's. Does that count?
So I mean, you're dipping into my games played this week, but I might as well just talk about it now. Yeah, so I've been playing some Riders Republic this week on the PC. I can actually come out now and say that I closed beta tested this for about 30 or 40 hours, but I wasn't allowed to talk about it. So I played this game a lot. And the reason I'm playing it at the minute is because I subscribe to Uplay Plus on the PC. So it's like Game Pass, but for the Ubisoft games. Because I wanted to play Far Cry, which I'll talk about a bit later. So I thought I'd give this a download. So I mean, it's a fun game, but it's not just bikes. It's also snowboarding and skiing and I forget the name of it. There's another mode where you get like a rocket jetpack and you fly around as well.
Yeah.
So there's all these different types of mode, like different races you can do, and it's like the way that I could best explain it. Did you ever play Steep?
No, can't say I've ever heard of it.
Okay, so for those of you that did play Steep, I know there isn't very many of you. It's like Steep Mark II. So Steep was just a snowboarding / skiing game set in like this big kind of open snowy world. This is kind of like that. So set in this open world, but there's all these different events you can do, and it has got a main campaign to it. And it's very like, yo, dude, bro, you gotta earn some stars, dude, to unlock more races and stuff, dude. You know, it's like that.
Yeah.
So if you can look past that, you know, you can do it. But the thing that's quite interesting about this game is the fact it isn't an open world. So you there's loads of different fast travel places. So you need to travel to your events, and it's like an MMO in a weird way because you see like hundreds of other players all in the same world, like doing tricks and stunts, just going around and stuff as well, like going to their events. So it feels quite alive in that aspect. So that's quite cool. And to be honest, the distance to travel to the events isn't that far anyway. And you can choose like, biking or going on like a snowmobile or something like that to get there. So you can get to the events quite quick. But it also has this hub area. So in this hub area, you can go and do different multiplayer events as well. So you've got one event which is like 100 people all just going down the mountain, say doing snowboarding all at the same time, smashing into each other, and it's just an absolute insanity. And then you've got another mode which is a trick battles. So you go into like this zone and you can either go on skis or a snowboard. And you have to do tricks in these little zones dotted around. So whichever team racks up the most zones and the most points by the end of the time, like 5 minutes or whatever, is that team wins. So it's got a lot of variety of different game modes, which can keep it quite fresh as well. But when I was talking to you guys in the WhatsApp group in the week about it, I was saying I was getting a little bit bored. It's just because I was concentrating on the kind of campaign stuff, and I was just got to a point where I was just like, oh, yeah, I just want to play someone else now. And I think some of that comes from the place where I've spent a lot of time playing it, when it was in closed out alpha and beta. So I've already, feel like I've played it a lot.
Yeah.
And it is fun, but the thing is, it's odd because the thing that I feel about this is like every single Ubisoft game looks and feels quite similar. So I mean, I've played a lot of Assassin's Creed. I've been playing a lot of Far Cry. I've played a lot of Ghost Recon. They're all in open world games. The game engines are pretty much identical. So it just feels like they're the same games, just skinned differently, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? It just feels a bit odd. But it is a fun game, but I would personally wait for a price drop.
Because
I buy it outright.
I've got it up on my store now, and it's to digitally download. The standard is £60, and then they've got a gold edition's £85, and then they've got an ultimate edition which is £100.
They go fuck themselves on that price.
That's silly. Yeah, because it's Ubisoft, so in about 3 or 4 months it'll be on CED keys for like 20 quid or something,
Away for £3, mate.
I think Stunty did say you see it on disc for 44, so
yeah,
it's just the digital store being expensive again. It is a bit overpriced, but obviously it's just the convenience. You haven't got to go out in the cold, wet. I suppose you could purchase it online and have it delivered, but then you're waiting, isn't it? It's pretty instant with your digital download. I mean, I do download a lot of my games, to be fair.
So all you've got to do is have a few beers, get pissed, order it, forget you've ordered it, and it turns up like a little present to yourself in a couple of days' time.
Yeah, I definitely want to play it. I'm just watching a video on Twitch now. I really like the look of it, so I will get it, but I'll probably just wait, hopefully, it'll drop in price, hopefully, fairly soon. So
Black Friday, mate.
Yeah. And that's it, Webby, I think.
Cool, man. So what about you, Dan?
Might as well get it out of the way. I mean, as I said, this week the expansion came out for the Nintendo Switch Online thing.
You sound like you've walked away from your microphone.
Faulting that extra up to 20 quid, I think it was.
Dan,
I've already paid up.
Can you hear me?
So, if you know, probably most listeners are familiar with this, but
Peebs, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Dan,
selection of N64 and Mega Drive games, don't you?
He can't hear us.
I don't know what he's doing.
Crossing DLC in a week or two. Kind of like, I wanted it, got it. There's been a lot of hoo-ha, I guess, about the games and then the quality of them and the way they've been emulated. I haven't really come across many of the problems they've been describing. To me, it's all been more control issues or trying to adjust the fact that it was an N64 pad design, game design around the N64 pad, and how they've remapped that to the Switch and handheld device, which is interesting, just to say that. I did buy myself a
can you hear us, Dan?
Arcade stick or little joypad for about 12-13 quid, turned up yesterday. Have you seen these?
Dan, can you hear me?
Hello?
Dan?
Hello?
Dan, can you hear us?
Hello, what happened there?
Well, you sounded like you'd gone off into the distance. We just let you ramble on and you couldn't hear us.
Right, shall I start again?
No, because we could hear you.
Okay, fine.
You're just in the distance and there's a lot of me going, Dan, hello, hello, Dan.
I tell you what happened. I tell you what things happened. I think I got a loose connection on my phone connection. It's fine. But can you hear me okay now? Okay.
Yeah. So I wanted to I wanted to stop you before you talk about your arcade stick.
Well, it's not really an arcade stick. It's like a shitty little fucking plastic pad.
Oh yeah, little N64 controller, isn't it?
Yeah. So what about so much? Shall I talk about that a little bit? Because I bought it because I was playing these games and they're okay. I mean, I've put a lot of time into Dr. Mario 64, mainly on the train. I've been playing that for a few hours, actually, to be honest with you. I think I've already completed one side of the story mode. I've done the Mario side, so I'm going for the Wario side now. Played quite a bit of Mario Kart 64. That never changes. That's pretty decent. Bit of Mario Tennis, and the others I haven't really dipped into too much. But I did start playing Zelda Ocarina of Time, and I wasn't getting on with the way the controls have been mapped to the Switch whatsoever. So hence
this is a big complaint.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I wanted to dive in because you mentioned when you can hear us that there's been a lot of complaints about the emulation.
Yeah,
and it's actually been all over the interwebs. Now I'm personally quite disappointed because it cost me 46 quid to do the upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking, oh yeah, I'll get into some N64 games because I've got a lot of nostalgia, especially for the Ocarina of Time. And I am slightly disappointed. A big part of me feels like I've wasted that money, to be honest. I don't think I'm going to get much use out of it, just because the controls are just a bit odd, the way that they've mapped them for the N64 stuff. And I know there's been other complaints from a lot of places online about the emulation itself. It's something that I haven't really noticed.
No, neither have I.
But when I mean, there's a lot of purists out there. When I watch comparison videos, I can see what they're going on about, and what a lot of them are saying is that, you know, there's been a lot of obviously fan-made emulators out, you know, in the past for, you know, the PC or for Android phones or what have you, and they're saying that they do a much better job than what Nintendo have done in-house on their own for their own products. You know, which I think is a little bit disappointing, to be honest, because you would have thought Nintendo, who own all the properties, would do a stellar job. But yeah, they haven't done so.
Yeah, I get those complaints. I have done, and the other major complaint is that there's no way of remapping any of the buttons, which is fucking annoying. I'm not going to disagree with that. Hence, I've got this pad, and I was doing great with it, to be honest with you. But then it kind of transpired. If you're familiar with the N64 pad, there's a series of yellow buttons up, down, left, right on the side. The arrow buttons, and the way Ocarina of Time worked is that you assign different items to that. This pad obviously works with the Switch. You plug it in; it's not a problem. Mario Kart, piece of cake, doesn't really use the yellow buttons, but Ocarina of Time does. What that basically means is that when you finally do get the Ocarina to play tunes, the up and right yellow buttons are actually assigned to home and back. So I can't even play the fucking Ocarina with this fucking joypad on the Switch.
That's ridiculous.
And I can't. I know. And I can't. It's fucking useless. It's a pad that I was thinking it was working for me. I can control everything. I knew all the buttons. Well, it was quite intuitive. I was like, all right, I'll get on with this. And then it slowly dawned on me, because it's been a good decade or two since I played Ocarina of Time. And I went, hold on a tick. If I remember correctly, when you get the Ocarina, you have to press a series of yellow buttons to do the tune.
Yeah.
But I can only use two of them. What a piece of shit.
It's stupid. and the problem is, right, I mean, you can, well, I'll say you can. Nintendo put up for sale the official wireless N64 controller for like 50 quid, and it's completely sold out.
Well, it was 40 quid, and they had a maximum limit per person to buy of 4.
Yeah. So all the scalpers have bought them.
All the scalpers have bought batches of 4, because the assumption, people want to buy 4 of these so they can play 4 per game. No, how about you fucking make enough that the people really want them, can buy them.
I've seen them on eBay for £200.
Fucking fuck off.
I know.
You know, it's just... the whole kind of thing. I mean, it was exciting, and I still played it. I mean, I've played an awful lot of 64 games, and there's no doubt about it. I am enjoying playing them again. but it's by and large it's shoddily done. And
it is, and it's just a shame because I was excited because I own all. I mean, I own them. I don't actually own them. I have all these games. I have all the ROMs anyway because I have all the emulators on my PC. I've got thousands and thousands of ROMs. I've got every single N64 game, but I was really looking forward to playing a lot of these games just on the Switch, on the handheld. You know what I mean? Because it's just nice to sit on the sofa with the Switch, play it handheld, officially or whatever. And I thought, oh yeah, it's going to be a really good experience playing because Ocarina of Time is one of my favourite games of all time, and I really like Star Fox as well, and Mario Kart 64 is one of my favourites too. So it's like, oh yeah, they're all on there. That's going to be really, really fun. And I've not really had much of an issue, but the problem with Mario Kart is the fact, as you say, you can't remap the buttons, and it's just a little bit awkward.
There's some weird
and sliding.
It's a weird decisions. I mean, the analog stick's a little bit touchy on the Switch for it. However, if you were to use the retro bit pad I've got, the steering's fine. You know, I was actually racing around that track, no problem at all.
Yeah, but if you're playing handheld, you can't. You know, you're not going to be using that other controller, are you? That's the thing.
Exactly. I don't know. I mean, it's not nostalgia. It's nostalgia at the end of the day, and it's fine. It's just a bit disappointing.
I think the service will improve, though, to be honest, because obviously I think Nintendo will listen to all the complaints. There has been a leak of there's going to be a lot more games released on the service as well, because I know a lot of people are feeling a little bit ripped off because there's not a lot of games on there, but there's going to be a lot more. Games. Yeah,
there's going to be a ton of games. No, don't get me wrong. It's you're not just playing for this handful of games. You're not. You're playing for a whole slew of games coming. Hopefully, every month or so.
There's some rumours, isn't there, Dan, of GoldenEye?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would be amazing.
Yeah, we'll wait and see.
Because have you tried the online yet on the N64 games?
No, we should try that.
Yeah, we should try it on Mario Kart maybe tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe not because I'm not around tomorrow.
Okay. Well, whenever.
I'm doing the cinema next 2 nights, so.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right.
I've been. That said, I've been the game I played the most on the service has been Dr. Mario, which I'm not sure if I've said it before, but I'm a big Dr. Mario fan, so I've never played the 64 version.
It's like Tetris with pills, isn't it?
Pills, exactly. It's like exactly. You basically win the game by chucking pills at viruses, essentially. But it's if you play Dr. Mario elsewhere, it's no different. Apart from there's some head-to-head modes this time around, as well as some extra bits and bobs, a story mode which I haven't read. And I've seen you on the screen. You've got Mario Tennis as well, which is good fun.
I've not tried that yet.
Yeah, but yeah, there's. I did try Operation Winback, which was unplayable on the Switch layout. So I've yet to try that again with the retro bit. So we'll wait and see. But that was just fucking. I was like, what the fuck is going on? It's like a cover shooter, but the buttons don't make any fucking sense. So I don't know what you're supposed to do, eh? Anyway, and then moving on to, I suppose, the Mega Drive portion, which, I mean, how many different iterations of these games have I got over various systems?
I was thinking about this, Dan. I was thinking to myself, I think I've got most of these on a collection on another system somewhere, or even on my Switch. Already.
I've got all already on the Switch. I've got a mini Mega Drive. I've got something on my Xbox, probably something on my PlayStation. You know, I love a bit of Mega Drive, but fucking hell. The only game I've really been playing on that is Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, which is Puyo Puyo. And then I did play a little bit of Streets of Rage 2, which is always entertaining.
Yeah, great game,
But as I said, I'll dig into that. I mean, as I said, the Mega Drive portion of the games I'm not that particularly interested in, so...
Yeah.
Other games. I bought a couple of other games. I did. This will pipe Peebs up a little bit. I know he's got this. Is Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection?
Yes.
How you getting on? Mega hard. You fucking nub, mate.
I've not played it for a little while because I was getting frustrated with it because it was difficult. So
what mode did you put it on? If you put it on Squire, it's very doable.
Is it? Oh, I'll have to go back and have a look at that. I don't know what I was playing it on, to be fair.
You probably play it at night, or just put it on the. I think what's the easiest mode? It's like it's one below page. It's like a nub mode. I think you just It's essentially if you, and no one's familiar with this. I mean, there was 2 games in this series essentially. The aforementioned Ghosts and Goblins, which is one of my favourite games of all time, and Ghouls and Ghosts, which I think I own about 3 different versions of that depending on the format, because there's the arcade version. I think there's a version on the Mega Drive, and there's a version on the Super Nintendo as well as another version I think on the PC Engine TurboGrafx as well. So I mean, the idea of this game is that it's very approachable, I guess, with branching selectable levels. It doesn't fuck about in the sense of sending you back unfairly. There's checkpoints throughout, and it's very much a score attack game where if you progress and die, as long as you've hit the checkpoint, you don't necessarily go back too far. And if you play on certain modes as well, you have more armor pieces to lose. In the old times, you lose your armor and then you run around in your pants and then you die.
Yeah.
So you depends. Yeah, so I mean, there's various modes which obviously could do that. I mean, I'm guessing some of the later levels. I mean, it's one hit, one kill. But yeah, it's just fucking great. It is. It feels like Ghosts and Goblins or Ghouls and Ghosts. It feels like it.
Yeah.
It looks like it's got the music. It's got some very familiar enemies. Both branching sections, kind of are reminiscent on past Ghouls and Ghosts and Goblins levels. It's like a remix essentially of the game.
Yeah.
But with better power ups, more weapons. It's decent. I really, really like it.
I take it was on sale on the Switch then.
It was, It was £16. So and that's what
I think I paid 22 for it.
Wow.
Xbox.
Yeah.
But it looks really crisp and clean as well. The graphics are really good. It's really colourful. It is a well made and well done. Reiteration of the game.
I would say. I don't think there are leaderboards on there. I'm not sure if they're friend leaderboards though. There might be. But yeah, it's decent. So, be looking forward to playing more of that. The other new game I got was Cruising Blast.
See, I looked at that. I saw you playing it, and I thought, "Well, that's quite expensive for a arcade."
It is
game.
It's all right. I mean, I think it's decent. The only downside is no online modes. But it's a refreshing arcade racer essentially. It's Ridge Racer crossed with Outrun crossed with Wipeout, I guess.
Yeah.
In the sense that you basically in a fictional world, you kind of fly around and race different parts of the planet, and it's all over the top neon racing with flips and wheelies and dinosaurs and fucking giant yetis and all sorts of various things. It's fucking batshit crazy basically. And the idea is that you boost and spin and you race to the finish. You unlock stuff after you go. You get new cars, new power ups for your car, and it's not like a kart racer. It's more ridge racery, I guess, to a degree. But there's tricks and flips and there's all sorts, and it's really really good fun. And it's a nice short, sharp burst arcade game.
Excellent.
So I'm really liking it. It's just a shame that it's not online, I guess, but. You can do split screen 4-player local. You can obviously do system link as well if you've got nearby friends with the game and on other switches. So I'd be interested to see what it's like a multiplayer, but it's challenging enough, I guess, and it's lots of fun. Yeah. Other stuff. There is another free-to-play game called Hex Seed. You see this one?
I did. I haven't downloaded it though.
Yes, it's free to play, and there's quite a few levels, and it should take you quite a long time to play through on it. And then they've got a season pass at the end for $7.99. It looks like they're dropping content at first once a week, and then once a month. But all the content costs about 80p each time, so you get a whole new load of levels if you like the game. at regular. It's like a subscription puzzle crossword type of thing, if you know what I mean. But it's more numbers. It's more like, you remember that? I haven't really described the game, have I? But if you remember that on the PC, you had Mind Blast.
Oh,
remember
Minesweeper.
Minesweeper, yeah. It's like that to a degree, apart from it's all hexagonal. The idea being is that you select a hexagonal, and hexagon, it will tell you how many around it are danger zones, and then you click it. You click a square as clear or suspect, and then more squares are revealing whether or not you've got another blast zone around you, and you just work through your puzzle like that. It's quite fair. It's quite simple and straightforward, to be honest with you. But it's to pass the time, and you're needing a wind down, I guess. And it's free, so I don't think I think it's all right. It's a bit simplistic, to be honest with you, but it seems to me that I'm quite early on in it at the moment. There's probably some more mechanics still to be revealed by it. So that's decent. And then, what else is there? I did get a copy of, but it's at work. It got delivered to work at the moment. It's Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. I got really cheap, so that's waiting for me tomorrow at work on the Switch.
Nice.
So that'll be decent. And I did buy a copy of Darksiders 2 for £10 online, which came today, and I played it for about 2-3 minutes, and I got bored and switched it off.
Fair enough.
I don't know why I fucking bought it. It's one of those cheap Switch games for a tenner. Buy now, done.
Yeah.
I'll have it now. And I suppose the last thing, really, which kind of overlaps into you, Webby, is Animal Crossing. I've noticed you've put about 30 hours into this fucking game now.
Oh, dear.
That was Halloween, so this evening I spent a little bit of time giving candy to my residents. However, they weren't going to give me any candy unless I dressed up in a costume. So I had to get a costume. So I found Jack, and he gave me a pumpkin head. So
oh, nice.
So
I came already up because I got the skin pack, so I turned myself green. I put on, what do? I got a rag costume like a zombie, and put a sombrero on, and they loved it. Yeah, man.
Excellent.
I got all the recipes, all the unlocks, all the reactions. Next to no time, man. Like a fucking pro.
Yeah. Well, I have to say though, like, because I had a bit of a busy day today, so I forgot to buy me turnips this morning. So I was most upset this afternoon. It's like, no, I forgot to buy me bloody turnips. But luckily, I joined a Reddit channel about turnips, and someone had opened up their island because they were selling the people were selling the turnip lady was selling the turnips dirt cheap. So I went on their island and bought some turnips.
Nice.
So I was more than happy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm all good. But yeah, I've been playing it every day, doing me dailies, as Darren would say. I am thoroughly enjoying it. But I'm not going to bang on about it anymore because I think people are sick of hearing about it.
Did you find my note I left you?
Well, I know where you live.
No, I left you another note.
Did you? When what? I don't remember this. Did you send me something in the mail?
No, I left it on your notice board.
Oh, I haven't looked at my notice board. I'm going to look at it now.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. So,
I didn't know you could do that. This place sucks donkey balls. I didn't know you could leave notes on other people's...
It's been there. I left it there last time I visited, mate.
I haven't. It shows how often I look at my notice board, doesn't it?
Yeah, man. You look at your notice board. You never know what someone's left you.
Brilliant. Oh, no, something new then.
Something new to terrorise people with.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
Cracker was just giving me a lollipop, and Jack wants a lollipop, so that's good.
Yeah, go and give him a lollipop. There we go, and you get a pumpkin carriage or whatever. I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's all good, man. Yeah, the DLC for that should be out this time next week. So there's a whole host of nonsense to get stuck into.
Yeah, it'll keep us busy, Dan, won't it?
Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. The DLC, to be honest with you, doesn't look like my cup of tea, but it's just all the extra content they're putting in there, which makes things interesting. So we'll see how we go. Cool.
Yeah, man.
And that's about it. Yeah, there's a bit of odds and sods here. Other than that, there's a bit of odds and sods. Just, I suppose I did play a bit more Pac-Man 99. Did play some Super Mario 3D World, some Tetris 99, and some Star Wars Pinball. So, we played
Welcome
Mario
to 1994.
Exactly, man. And we played Mario. We played Mario Kart 8 the other day, didn't we?
We did, Dan. Yeah, we played some Mario Kart and we had a jolly good time on it. I was on the sofa all day. I was feeling sorry for myself because I had a bit of a man flu during the week. Yeah. So I was
shame.
Just playing the Switch in handheld just all day, and I was like, Dan, play some Mario Kart, and Dan was more than happy to oblige.
I was off that day as well. I was actually not doing a Webby and working and playing video games.
I don't do that. I was off that day. We had a good time on it.
Yeah, it's good.
It's still a lot of fun to play.
And there's still quite a few people playing it as well.
Yeah, it's still super busy. So we should do some gamer sessions on that with the community.
Cool beans, and that's it, me, Dan. That's done.
All right, sweet. Okay, so I'm gonna try and rip through these because it's getting on now. Okay, so my main game this week has been Far Cry 6. Really enjoying it. I've put about 15 hours into it now, and it's absolutely fantastic. So I've been quite lucky, obviously, on PC because I could, because this is the reason I subscribe to Uplay Plus. Because it just costs
me. How much is that a month, Webby?
£12 a month.
That's you can only do that on PC, can you?
Yeah.
It's a shame they don't do something like that for the Xbox and PlayStation.
I know, it's a bit silly. But... Yeah, so I've downloaded that. I've downloaded Assassin's Creed again to do the DLCs afterwards as well, and obviously I downloaded Riders Republic, which I've already spoken about. But Far Cry, because I was on the fence about Far Cry initially, because I put a lot of hours into Far Cry 5, but that was a little while ago, and I was like, shall I play it, shall I not? And then it ended up being, I couldn't concentrate on any other game because all I could think about was checking out Far Cry 6. And boy, am I glad I did. It is absolutely brilliant. It is that classic Far Cry formula. You're put into a big open world, and then it is batshit crazy. You can go and do missions kind of how you want. You can be sneaky or go in full guns blazing. You get your pets. I have a tiger with me. He just goes and just mauls the enemies for me. It's great. And you get all your crazy wacky vehicles like your cars with machine guns on and your helicopters and your planes and stuff. And I just really like that kind of open world freedom in the Far Cry games. It's not like that classic Ubisoft formula where you have all the towers. That's not in this game, which is good. It's basically
Can you change the view on the car when you're driving?
No.
Because that's what's doing my head in on Far Cry 5 at the minute.
It's meant to be more immersive. However, one little pet peeve I do have is, in all the Far Cry games, you're always in first person, but when you go to these main kind of base areas, there's 3 of them, it goes into third person just while you're walking around these bases, which is really odd. And then as soon as you leave, you're back into first person view again, which is it's really odd. But anyway, getting back into the game, the reason I'm carrying on playing it is just because the story is it's so good. That's the main thing. I mean obviously the gameplay is really good, which we'll get into in a minute, but the story's so good. So basically you're on this fictional kind of island, and there's a dictator that's taking people in as slaves to produce this tobacco, and they're putting this odd chemical on it, and the people that are working in these tobacco fields are like dying because of this weird poison stuff they're putting on it to sell it. So you're part of the revolution to try and free the country's people and overthrow the dictator. But there's these 3 kind of factions who are working by themselves, and your task is to try and get them all to work together. And they're in 3 different parts of the world. the big island, shall I say. And it's actually a very big island, to be honest, which is really, really cool. So there's a lot of exploration to do. But what I really like about it is, like in some of the Assassin's Creed games, you feel very overwhelmed with all the, squares or whatever on the map. Oh my God, there's all these things to do. I don't know what to do next. It seems a little. It's done a lot better in Far Cry 6. There is the side stuff to do, but there isn't as much of it, and you don't really need to do it if you don't want to. And there is certain ones that I would recommend doing, like going around and taking around the anti-aircraft guns, just because it makes it easier for you to fly around in a plane or a chopper. But there isn't actually a hell of a lot of those anyway. They don't take long to take out, to be honest. And then you've got like these checkpoints which you can overrun and take over, and then it becomes kind of your team's checkpoint. And you get like these side story mission things, but I haven't really done a lot because I've just really been concentrating on the main storylines, quests, and just taking out, the anti-aircraft things and some of the checkpoints. And I've just been having a lot of fun with that, to be honest. And the main bad guy, the main actor, he pops into the game a lot, and it's so well done. It's so good. It's the dude from Breaking Bad, the big bad guy. I forget the actor's name, but he's really good. He does such a good job in this game, and it's just the story just pulls you along at just a really good pace. So you don't ever, in my opinion, you don't ever get bored of it, because it's always you always want to know what's going to happen next. There's some twists and turns along the way, which is really, really good. Gameplay wise, I really like it because as you say, you get the opportunity to either go in guns blazing or sneaky. I like to try and be as sneaky as much as possible. You go into an area, you take out the guards all quiet with your silenced weapons, or with your machete, or send your animal to maul them to death, take out the cameras and get in that way. Or sometimes it does go horribly wrong. You just shoot fuckers, and that's a lot of fun as well. Graphically, it's absolutely stunning. It really, really is. It just looks absolutely gorgeous. And on the PC, I'm pleased to say it has ray tracing. Mm-hmm. So that looks good as well. It's just that nuance of the colours, because it has a day and night cycle. It's just like you can. I think I mentioned it last week. I was walking along the beach, like in this quiet area of the map, because it feels like a tropical paradise, and I find myself getting really immersed into the world, because I'm wearing my headphones all the time when I'm gaming on my PC. And I was walking along this beach, and it was sunset, and I ended up just standing there, just watching the sunset, listening to the waves come in on the beach, and it just felt so real when I was standing there. I felt like I was actually there for a few minutes. It was quite outstanding, to be honest. So it's very well done, and I'm a little bit ashamed of myself for holding back on this game, to be honest, because one of the things you shouldn't really listen to reviewers, because I watched a lot of video reviews on YouTube about this game, and they were quite conflicting. Like, a lot of them were saying, "Oh, it's the same old Far Cry. If you're bored of Far Cry, don't bother." Blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, I'm a big fan of the Far Cry games. I think the recipe that they have for these games is very well done, and in my view, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It plays a lot like the previous games, but a lot of the annoyances have been taken out of it, which is really, really good. Like the towers, as I said, and it just feels very smooth, and the story just feels a lot more refined when you're being pulled along in the game world. I would go as far to say, like, this is one of this year's must buys. It is a really good experience, and a few other people in the Discord community have said the same thing. A few guys picked it up when it came out, and I've been absolutely having a blast with it. So I wouldn't listen too much to these so-called professional review sites or whatever. I would go out on a limb and say, give it a go. It's really, really fun.
Yeah,
Right.
it does look good. I'm still playing Far Cry 5 at the minute, so I'm behind. But yeah, I'll probably play this time next year.
Yeah, you
It's
probably.
CD keys, mate. £3.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah. So moving on then. Just talking about the Switch very, very, very briefly. I started playing a game that I picked up absolutely ages ago. But I hadn't gotten round to playing it because I played the original on the Xbox 360. And that is Ghostbusters, the video game remastered.
Oh yeah, I saw you were playing this.
It's brilliant, man. I mean, when the game originally came out on the 360, I loved it from start to finish. I'm a big Ghostbusters fan, and the really good thing about this game is the story was actually written by the original people, and it's got all the voice actors from the original movie in it to play themselves as well. So it's actually a continuation from the original films, which is really, really cool. So it's its own story. It's very well written. All the music's in there. All the characters are in there. You play the new guy, and you're learning on the job. And I think they've done quite a good job with the remaster, to be honest. I mean, it does feel like an Xbox 360 game, but it's just got that extra bit of shiny. And I think because I'm playing it handheld on the Switch, obviously with the smaller screen, it's all a lot more compressed anyway. So it looks good. I think I picked it up in a sale bloody ages ago. And I know it's the remaster is out on all platforms. So I mean, obviously we're into spooky season, and Nikki thinks that Ghostbusters is a horror film. So check it out. It's a great. I mean, if you never played it when it came out on the 360, it really is a perfect opportunity to play it.
I know, Peebs, you played this, didn't you, Peebs?
Yeah, I'm sure I played it.
Yeah, I know you had. I lent you my copy, and it got lost in your divorce.
Oh yes, yes. I don't remember if I completed it or not. I remember starting it. I'll have to look through my achievements. But yeah, I remember when it came out, they were saying it was based, like you say, Webby. It was supposed to be like it was technically Ghostbusters 3. It was a continuation of the franchise type thing.
Yeah.
But since then, we've had a few remakes, and I think there's a new Ghostbusters film coming out as well.
There's been the atrocity of the Paul Feige 2016 film, which isn't funny. And then Harold Ramis sadly passed away, who plays Egon. So the new Ghostbusters is out actually later this month, or November, sorry. So looking forward to that a lot. And that's
quite good from the
trailers. It's got the kids from Stranger Things in it, hasn't it?
Yeah, but it's set in the same universe as the original two films. So it's definitely got members of the original cast in it. That's all I'm going to say.
Excellent.
Yeah. So no reason to go to the cinema.
Yep, excellent. That's good news. Okay, cool. Last few games I've been playing then. I carried on. This is on the Switch as well. Xenoblade, the original. Xenoblade, the remaster. I only played it a little bit, so I'm just going to mention that I've been playing it. And it's. Really
I've had my eye on this mainly because I'm trying to complete not my Wii U collection, but I see you can get it quite cheap on it, or Xenoblade on there. So I mean, not that I'm going to get it on the Wii U because I'm never going to fucking play it, and I probably won't play it on the Switch. But I'm guessing how many hours content on this? You're looking at about 40, 50.
Easy. I mean, this is one of the games that I wanted to get on the Wii. I think it's an original Wii game, to be honest.
Yeah, there was a Wii game. I think and there's a Wii game, and then there's a Wii U game as well.
Yeah. So this is the game that was very rare. So the only way you could play it was to buy a physical copy and they were reselling it for like 150 quid.
Jesus.
So I was really glad when they brought it out on the Switch because it is a game that I've been wanting to play for a very long time. And because the other Xenoblade game that they brought out just wasn't very good. I can't remember the fuck it was. It's a Xenoblade 2 something something. Can't fucking remember.
Xenoblade 2. I can't...
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, I bought that when it came out, and it just didn't feel right. Like the map was fucking awful. Like I gave up on the game because I just couldn't figure out where to fucking go in the open world because the map was so shit. Whereas a lot of people said in the original game it was all spot on, so they were really surprised when they fucked it up for the sequel, which has a completely different character, and so it's kind of like what they do with Final Fantasy games. It doesn't carry on. Anyway, so I only put about 5 or 6 hours into this so far, and I'm actually I am really enjoying it. It has a very supernatural kind of story about aliens coming down, these alien robot things, and there's this mega powerful sword called the Xenoblade, funnily enough, and only certain people can wield it. And your character can mysteriously now wield the sword, without any repercussions. Because with previous people, it's hurt them and made them.
Don't tell me because of RPGs, yeah.
Yeah, because of RPGs. Anyway, so it starts off in this area, and all this fucked up shit happens, and then obviously it goes off into the open world. The combat takes a little bit of getting used to because it's odd. It's kind of half, like you go up to an enemy, you press like the RB button, and it starts auto attacking. But then you can run around to different sides or behind them, and then there's these certain like moves that you can do depending on whereabouts you are in relation to the enemy. Like, so the specific attack that does more damage if you're to the side, and one if behind is like your little hill moves you can do. And then when you get the mega super sword, you can do your mega super moves as well. But it takes about 4 hours to get that sword anyway. Graphically, it looks quite nice. I have to say, it looks a lot better on the small screen than it does if you dock it and play it on your TV.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been playing a lot of it handheld because I've played it on the TV, but it just looks because it was a Wii game, and they've done their magic to up-res it. It still looks a bit
Wii-like.
Yeah, when you're on the TV, it just looks looks a bit blurry and shit. So I just like to play it on the small screen, and it does me fine. But yeah, if you like your RPGs, this is renowned as one of the best RPGs ever. So I'm slowly trying to play it, but I keep on getting distracted with other games, unfortunately. I do need to settle down and concentrate on this. But as you can tell, I've been playing a lot of games.
Yes, you have.
No time for gaming.
Oh, I'll get loads of time for gaming, mate. Okay, so the last few games I've played, I literally, just before the podcast, I played a little bit of the new Mario Party on the Switch.
Oh, yeah. Any good?
It's all right, actually. I didn't buy it. Evan and my stepson is over at the moment, and he's picked it up. So I'm just on a video of it. So I literally played about half an hour of it before coming on to the podcast, and
Gotcha.
and what's quite. So I only tried like one map, and some of the and what's quite nice is it's got a lot of the old boards from the older games, like the N64 and stuff like that, and it tells you which console the boards come from.
Gotcha.
Which is quite cool, and you got some cool mini games. It's basically you choose a character, you go around a board, you get your power ups or your negative effects, and the winner has the most stars and the most money at the end, and you have your little mini games to fuck each other over or whatever.
Yeah,
it's quite fun. But I haven't played enough of it to give it a full review. But I just want to say I've played a little bit of it, and it's okay. I'm interested to see what it's like online, but it's one of those things where it's kind of like you need to dedicate a little bit of time to playing it, like an hour or whatever,
Yeah, I had it on pre-order, but I cancelled it mainly because I could not see myself playing it properly at all. So
that's my feeling on it. If my kids were a little bit older, I'd probably consider it, but because they're 3 and 1, far too young to have the concentration for a game like this. It's quite funny because when we put it on, Marcus just stood there going, "I want to play proper Mario. This isn't proper Mario." So he's already a Mario elitist at the ripe old age of 3 years old.
Good lads.
Side-scrolling only is proper Mario.
Good lad.
So yeah. So there was that. I've been playing some more Gran Turismo on the PlayStation with Wes. Been having a lot more fun playing that. And it's still I'll go to every couple of days, which is cool. And talking about the PlayStation, Wes decided to buy the new Guardians of the Galaxy game.
Oh yeah,
and
you're
I'm
not going to play it.
really into these superhero things.
But you've played it.
But for podcast purposes, I played about an hour of it.
Yeah.
And it's average at best, in my humble opinion. I mean, I'm not really into I love the films. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy films. But the weird thing is, I'm not an elitist or anything, but it's just really odd that they haven't got, they just look wrong because it's not the actual actors' faces or anything. So straight away that puts me off. I'm like, oh, that's not Star Wars.
That's not Chris Pratt.
Yeah, but the music's really good. I have to say, the music section is amazing. But the gameplay, I've not played it a lot, but it's just it hasn't. I'm just it's a platformer and you've got special powers and you go and shoot things. It's just meh. It's not really my cup of tea. I'm probably the wrong person to be talking about this game because it's not my thing at all. Imagine if someone who's really into this universe or whatever played it would probably love it. But
yeah, I like the Marvel stuff, but I'm not a big fan of the way that Square have done with their games. I'm not.
Yeah.
So it's.
Graphically it looks quite nice, Dan. To be honest.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just feels very lazy in some aspect, in the gameplay aspect. Just. You're in this area. Oh no, you fall down. You need to find a way to climb up. Oh, the shooting. You've got to shoot some more people. Shoot. It's man, I fucking can't be bothered. And the last game I've played is a new game called Cycle Frontier. So this game is a PC exclusive. But it's do you remember me talking about Escape from Tarkov a little while ago? Probably a few months, but I haven't played it for a while, and you all got bored to death with me talking about it.
Yeah, no, boring. We sound all bored already, don't we? Yeah.
Well, this is a little bit like that, but more fun, because I fell off Tarkov. No, listen, you got to listen to me, right? So
I'd have to listen to shit, mate.
So this is actually really, really cool because it's not as hardcore and it's just more fun, which is what gaming's about, right? So you'll basically get dropped off in a pod on this alien world, and the graphics are really, really nice. It's like this kind of cartoony art style, which I really, really like in video games. It just looks nice, and the lighting is nice, and yeah. Anyway, it's this big open world, and you can play up to 4-player, but you're dropped on this world, and it's a persistent world that runs for about 6 or so hours before it's reset. So people are constantly spawning in different areas of the world or dying or whatever. So basically, you get little jobs to do on the main mothership or whatever. And it's basically, you need to go to this world and either gather some loot, or you get a pickaxe and you mine some iron nuggets or whatever. And you get all this stuff. And then you've got to get to there's 2 areas on the map where you can call in your ship to get you off the world. So all the while you've got all this stuff, enemy players can kill you, or all these dinosaur things as well. And the reason I'm comparing it to Tarkov is because you get, you buy your loadouts, you buy your guns, and you need to buy your ammo to put in your guns and all that. But if you die, you lose everything you've equipped. So you lose your guns, you lose all your ammo, you lose everything you've collected in it, and then you have to start again and buy everything from fresh. So there's a very high risk reward in this. So, but if you want to be an arsehole, though, you could just camp at one of the fucking extraction zones. But there is a lot of them, so you don't know which ones people are going to go to. But if you've got a bit of patience and you're a bit of a cock, you could camp at one of these extraction points for like an hour or whatever, and someone will probably turn up there, and you could kill them and take all their stuff. No, I didn't do that. No, I played properly. No.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun, and what I like about it is because with the problem with Tarkov was, and the reason I fell off it was because it was just too hardcore. It was like you'd buy your bullets, and like you could buy these specific bullets for these specific magazines, which go in the specific guns. You'd shoot, your bullets out your magazine and your gun, and then you'd have to count your bullets like you would in real life. But that's not very video gamey. Whereas in this, you literally just buy like a couple of hundred bullets and chuck them in your inventory in the game, and then it automatically just fucking reloads them. And that's a lot simple. They're a lot more easy, and a lot more how I like to game. But yeah, I'm really liking it. It's in early access at the moment. It's going to be free to play when it's fully released. So I'm intrigued to see what they're going to be doing to actually make money with this game, because obviously it's free to play. Something's got to give somewhere, right? So it'd be interesting to see. But yeah, so far so good. I mean, it runs really, really well. I mean, it runs a lot smoother than Tarkov does, and Tarkov's been out for a couple of years. This is an early access, and I'll get no issues at all. So it's a lot more forgiving on the old PC hardware. So yeah, it's a good fun game. And I would like to welcome Clarky to the live stream on Twitch. Hello, Clarky. I'm the last person to talk about what I've been playing, so we're going to be jumping into the news and then questions now. Shall we do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have actually much news this week because I've not really been in the loop. I've been gaming too much. So I watched the State of Play, and it was fucking awful. Like, there was only one game on there that looked half interesting. The rest of it looked like dog shit. Now, and it's a stark comparison to the last State of Play they did, because the last one they did before that was all their first party games, and it looked, and it got us all quite excited. This one was all third party games, so a lot of the games are actually coming out on all platforms, and most of them just look like fucking dog turd. But the only one that looked quite interesting to me was the new Star Ocean that's coming out, but that's coming out on every platform anyway, and that's going to be a JRPG. So that's, that's aiming at a very niche market anyway. But, I think after the last State of Play, this was just very disappointing. And, I watched it live, and then you watch I watched it on YouTube, and, you got the chat scrolling past. Like, there was not one positive thing said in that chat about that State of Play while I was watching it. Everyone was slagging it off. It was just, awful. I'm not going to give it any more of my words. And the last piece of news I had was basically, which was very positive, was there was an Xbox stream about the new Halo campaign, and it actually looks really good. I'm getting really excited for the new Halo now. I mean, obviously, when we got the news that the co-op campaign wasn't going to come at launch, I was shitting on the game a lot, I admit, but all the stuff that's come out afterwards has been very positive. We had the multiplayer test, and that looked it was just fun, Halo fun. And it looks like they've put a lot of work into the campaign. I mean, as I say, it's disappointing that there's no co-op campaign, but single player wise, it looks fun. It's got Cortana's back. There looks like there's quite a strong storyline going on there, and it's set, in an open world Halo ring, so it looks like, it's the first open world Halo campaign, so I'm very intrigued by this, and it's got all the vehicles that, from the other games. It's got a lot of new weapons, and it looks like you can just kind of go and explore and do the missions, shall I say, as you kind of see fit. It's just quite an interesting take on the Halo franchise, to be honest. I am, from what I watched in that video, and it was 6 minutes long, it looks good.
Good.
Did you guys not watch it, or?
Nope. Too busy playing
Yeah,
the video games, mate.
I did. My son is a massive Halo fan, and he sent me the link to watch the YouTube video and made me watch it basically. So I watched it. It looked good. It looks Halo, but it does look obviously upgraded and upscaled and a bit more next gen. But it still keeps its Halo. Still looks and plays well. Not plays because I haven't played it, but looks and sounds like Halo, but obviously newer. So yeah, intrigued, and obviously it's on Game Pass. So
Ding dong. I mean, I'm hoping.
yes.
I mean, I don't think this is going to happen, but I would like to see the multiplayer actually pull you and Colin away from Call of Duty, and to join us in some Halo fun times.
Yeah,
like
I
the
think
good
it
old
will
days.
for to the start, and then obviously it just depends how good it is. It needs a battle royale.
Oh, fuck off!
Fuck off!
And do you know what's funny? Like, a lot of the streamers have all come out and said Halo needs a battle royale or it's going to die. Fuck off! It's a classic multiplayer. It's a fun.
Yeah, but it doesn't have
I'm looking forward to some Capture the Flag.
Yeah, I think it will pull us away for a while anyway, and then we'll see what the legs are like. Yeah, how good it is. I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
Well, it's coming out at the right time as well because it's Christmas, and hopefully we'll be depending on I'm not sure you guys are working a lot over Christmas, but
I got 12 days off over Christmas.
Nice.
Result.
First day of Christmas.
Well, my old job, I was a bit. Christmas was a busy time, and we was only allowed Christmas Day off, so it's nice this year that I'll have Christmas off.
That's good, mate. That's good. Yeah, I mean, I mean, a little bit of personal news. I've decided I'm not gonna be picking up the new Battlefield when it comes out.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, the more that comes out about these operators, just pisses me off. It's not the same old Battlefield, and I got this a little bit when I played the beta. It's missing that. You remember in the old Battlefield, you had the proper classes. So you choose a class, and you'd have one of you would be a sniper, one of you would be like the medic or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas in this, it feels like it's going. It feels like it's trying to be Call of Duty crossed with fucking Rainbow Six or whatever. Like, you got these operators, and then they're going to be selling more operators as the game goes on down the line in these season passes anyway. And they all have their own kind of special moves. And, and every single character can just have any loadout they want. It takes away a lot of that team play because, and everyone can just kind of do everything. And everyone looks the fucking same as well. You know what I mean? It's just not the Battlefield that I remember, and it's just frustrating. You know what I mean? It's you've got one operator that has a grapple hook, you've got one that does the medic, you've got one that fucking they're going to be adding more and more of these different fucking operators with different maneuvers or whatever, and it's just just give me some Battlefield. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, it's got that custom mode and it's going to save or whatever. It shouldn't have to rely on the community to fix the fucking game in the portal mode.
Oh, it always do. It always does. It always launches fucking broken.
Yeah,
and they spend fucking ages fixing it.
Yeah,
so you might as well hold back a bit and wait for it to be fucking discounted.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, and that's why I've said I'm not going to get it at launch because I probably will end up getting it at some point.
It'd be on ePlay or Game Pass at some point, wouldn't it?
Well, it's going to be. I mean, it's on EA Access Pro straight away. I mean, I don't have that, but I was planning on signing up for a year's subscription of EA Play Pro, but I'm gonna hold off because I want to get that full year when the game's actually fucking good, which I think it's going to take a while. And and a lot of people have come out, and this is my thoughts as well. Is that I think the game needs more time. It really does. I mean, it doesn't have a single player. It's a multiplayer only game. It needs to launch right, otherwise people are just going to fall off it or not pick it up or whatever. And from the state that we played at the beta last month, it just felt like it wasn't ready. And I think we're relying on the portal to fix everything. It's going to take the community a bit of time to sort that out, and get the servers up and running and shit as well, you know. So yeah, I'm just not. I'm not convinced at the moment, and it's a shame because it's gone from because that was my most hyped multiplayer shooter game I was looking forward to this year, and it's gone from that to Halo. And Halo, it's really weird how things have flipped because Halo was something that I always thought was going to be dog shit, and I thought Battlefield was going to be awesome, and it's like it's complete opposite world. You
remember,
know?
mate, you are flip flop Webby.
Well, you know, I'll just go with what's good at the end of the day, and you know, I've been proved wrong twice now about these games, and you know, I'm just pretty pumped to be going to be playing Halo, and it's going to be on Game Pass. You know what I mean? So, yeah, let the good times roll.
Cool, man.
That's all my news. Have you guys got any news?
Nah.
Okay. Did you mention last week about the GTA trilogy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned that, mate.
Are you getting it?
Well, I don't really know how it's working because haven't they got one? It's a trilogy, but one's going to be on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Because it's San Andreas, and one's going to be on Vice City's on PlayStation.
No, Grand Theft Auto 3. Vice City's the one everyone wants. Isn't going to be on either.
So you're going to have to buy the trilogy pack anyway for $60 if you want to play anyway, mate.
They'd be listening in, Peebs. They know what you want.
Yeah, bastards. But yeah, I probably will end up picking that up. Trouble is, I don't think that'll have a price drop for a while.
No, it won't. It's Rockstar, mate. It won't have a price drop.
No, they don't need to price drop it, do they?
Have you seen in one of the? I can't remember which one it was. Because it's been years since I played it, and I didn't actually write this news down. They've removed a flag from one of the characters' t-shirts because it's offensive.
Oh, the Confederate flag, I think.
Yeah. I was like, GTA taking something out of a game for being offensive. Apparently, I just thought that was like, oh my goodness. Now. I couldn't believe it when I saw that news.
I just hope they haven't messed around with the Vice City Radio soundtracks because that was what made the game for me.
Well, you need to wait for some reviews, I think, mate.
They haven't had any license issues.
I think they've enhanced some of the soundtracks or changed it around. That's what I've read it into. So although there's going to be real world music in there, they've changed it up a bit, I think.
Okay, but yeah, I probably will. When is that? Is it next month?
November the 10th or 11th.
Something like that. Too much coming out, man.
Yeah, man.
There's too much, isn't there?
Busy season, mate.
Yeah.
Fucking nuts, innit? And I'll be playing fucking hours of Animal Crossing.
Same here. Lols. Oh, dude.
Filthy casuals.
Oh, no. The game that keeps giving. Fucking hell, man.
Oh, dear. Okay, question-wise, I've completely forgot to put the shout out for questions. So there's only been one question from What's My Tag, and he says, I see Dan's on tonight. Did he get his Animal Crossing Island prepared for Halloween?
Yes, I did. Excellent. Thank you. I had pumpkins. I regrew the pumpkins that Webby nicked.
I've only taken a couple of days to grow back. I've been growing shitloads.
I time travelled and cheated. What else did I do? And I got some other bits and bobs, and I will be selling them all tomorrow to make a tidy profit to Tom Nook's two little munchkins. Just fob them off, and then that's it. Halloween done.
Times.
Yeah, man.
Good times roll. That's all the questions. Anyone got any questions in the Twitch chat? If not, we're going to end 20 minutes after Peebs wanted to go to bed.
I want to go to bed as well.
Not so much bed, but I'm not at work tomorrow. But I thought my missus would watch a horror film tonight, but I think she's fallen asleep. So
fair enough. What horror film are you going to watch?
I don't know. I was going to have a look on Netflix and see what they got on there. Oh, no, on Sky. Sky, they had The Conjuring, the new Conjuring.
Oh, which one? The Devil Made Me Do It?
I'm not sure what it was called. It's I think it's the very latest
them,
one.
Isn't there?
Yeah. The Devil Made Me Do It's the third one.
Oh, I've only seen the first two. I need to check that out.
It's not as good as the first two. It's all right.
Oh, okay. See, I still don't think. I mean, I talked about this in the Halloween show, but I just don't think they make horror films like they used to. You know.
No, well, things have moved on, haven't they? The horror films come in. They come in waves, don't they? In what's popular.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, you guys all know I watched the new Candyman last night, and that's like the worst fucking film I've seen in a long time.
Well, I quite enjoyed that, but you're a moron, so there you go.
It's so awful. Oh my god!
Thing is, it's all remakes and rehashes like Halloween.
Yeah.
How many Halloweens are there now?
Yeah, and they even redid Nightmare on Elm Street, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. This is the thing. I like something a little bit more cerebral these days. I mean, stuff that it takes a lot for me. If I'm able to go back to go to a film and say the words, "Man, that was fucked up," that gets my seal of approval.
Fair enough.
So there's a few out there which I would say could be classed as horror traditionally, and then there's others who have horror undertones. So I think one of my favourites in recent years has been Midsommar. Have you ever seen that? Well, one of my favourite films, anyway, is The Wicker Man. Anyway, which
yeah, I've seen that.
The original,
yeah,
the remake.
Not the remake. No, I did actually watch the remake last year, and that is fucking awful.
Is that Nicolas Cage?
It is Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
But the original Wicker Man is absolutely superb. But Midsommar is one of my favourites the last 2 or 3 years or so. And that got at the end of it, that got my band that was fucked up. So
got ghosts in it.
No, it's just crazy pagans. That's all you need to know. Crazy pagans.
I like the Saw series. They're quite well. The first one was very good.
Gore porn, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Want to play a game?
Not really, no, mate.
Like the more scary ones with like poltergeist or ghosts and like all those kind of
Exorcist.
Exorcist is great.
That's probably the original.
Entity is good. Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
I did watch the Exorcist 3 last year during lockdown. If you haven't seen that, watch that. That's excellent. Don't watch the Exorcist 2 because that's a big pile of donkey poo. What else was there? I don't know really. I did see Antlers on Friday, the new one.
Any good? I've seen it advertised a lot.
It's all right. Twitter, it's all right. It's okay, I suppose. And I'm going to go and see the Last Night in Soho tomorrow night, so I'm going to watch that. So I'm looking forward to that one actually. Yeah, there's bits and bobs. I mean, when you get a good horror, shout about it. I mean, there's plenty of crap out there though. You got to sift through them. No, you can't see a good horror to appreciate a bad horror, so to appreciate the good horrors. So, definitely go back to those. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Right, I think that's about the end then, isn't it?
Yep. Good.
Been emotional.
It is.
Thank you very much to everyone who's been listening live on Twitch. Clarky, you are a legend. You're always here, Mr. Reliable. And a big thank you to all our Patreons. You are all super awesome. Big shout outs to our VIPs, Wes, Phil, and John. You guys are extra super special. So thank you very much. And a big thank you to anyone who just listens. You're all super awesome. And obviously the co-hosts, you are super special to me.
Aww.
Anyway, from me, Mark Webb, Gamma Tag, Pearson D, Steamody, Webby, 360G.
And resident Chivo or Mr. Peebs.
And Cinema Dan. Bye-bye.
So thank you very much. We will see you next week. Goodbye.